see this difference on the background of a 15,000 electron volt? Almost impossible. So that is the important term I am saying, that the interaction, hyperfine interaction is actually pretty weak. So that's why the direct recognition of it will be very difficult. Does it answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, question?
Yes, please.
Sir, sir, this gamma ray source, sir, sir, what is the spread of the energy of gamma ray? Is it monochromatic, or like how does that affect
Yes,
the
so
how
I
the
will,
overlapping?
yes. Yeah, I'll come into that. So I'll come into that a little bit later. What is the spread of this gamma ray? I'll come into that. Okay, in a way. So the second factor that also affects this system is called the recoil. So just to give you an answer that, okay, I'm not talking about the spread of the gamma ray at this moment. I'll come into that a little bit later. But the thing is that how strong is the gamma ray? The gamma ray is way too strong. The energy of the gamma ray, let me write in this way, gamma ray energy, or as I'm writing E gamma, it is in the range of 10 to the power 3 electron volt or higher. That means in the kilo electron volt. It is a huge energy. The huge energy is coming out of a nucleus. So what will happen when a huge energy of electron is released from a nucleus? So this is the nucleus, which is actually releasing the gamma ray energy. So what will happen over there? So what is happening on the background actually, that from the excited state, it is coming to the ground state and releasing the gamma ray. That is actually happening over here. But this nucleus, in the beginning, where it is remaining in a gaseous state, solution state, or in a solid state. Mostly in the solution state we generally look into. So over there, what will happen? This nucleus is actually okay to go at any particular direction. Because of the presence of the thermal energy, it will have a Brownian motion. So if I talk about any particular molecule present in a solution, what will happen? It can go at any particular direction at any particular moment. The same thing happens over here for this particular nucleus. And what will be the effect of that when a huge gamma ray is coming out of it? Think about that. It is very similar when a bullet comes out of a gun. A bullet, although it's very small, but it contains a huge amount of energy in the form of momentum. When it is coming out, the gun recoils back. Similarly, because of this amount of gamma ray is pretty high, it also creates a recoil energy. So this system will go back. And now where this recoil energy or ER will come from? You cannot create energy out of nothing. You have to move this nucleus backwards when the gamma ray is coming out. So the nucleus is there in the excited state. Once the gamma ray coming out, it is actually recoiling back. So where that energy will come from? That energy will come from the difference, from this energy state difference, excited state and the ground state. So this energy, when it is coming down, it is releasing gamma ray. At the same time, it also lost some energy due to this recoiling. Everybody following me? What is happening? This nucleus in a unbounded state is releasing a gamma ray and it is recoiling back. Once it is recoiling back, it needs that energy of the recoiling energy. It's creating a momentum on the backwards. Where the momentum, where this energy is coming from? The energy is again coming from this difference of this excited state and the ground state. So if this excited state and ground state energy difference is E0, some of the energy is lost because of this recoil energy. And the rest of the energy will be the gamma ray energy. So the gamma ray energy I'm going to get, it will be exactly same as the energy difference between the excited state and the ground state, because I'm losing some energy because of this recoil. It will lose some energy. Similarly, at the same time, this gamma ray is going there and going to my other nucleus, which is my absorber nucleus. And say this is my source nucleus over there. So what will happen to this system? This is also open system. So what will happen when this gamma ray hits this nucleus which is absorbing? Anybody?
So part of that energy will go to moving the atom. Like
Exactly. So this will also go which direction? To the direction of this gamma ray. It is kind of, you are standing and your friend comes and give you a pack. So you just go back a little bit towards the force. Similar thing happens over there. Because if this gamma ray is so strong, when it is coming and hitting this nuclei, it is actually also going back. And considering the nuclei are the same, and I'm talking about the same state change of the ground state to the excited state, and the gamma ray is not losing energy while traveling from the source to absorber, which is actually a good assumption. What will happen for this absorber's energy change? So this gamma ray will come, it will create this E0 change, but at the same time, it is also have to create a momentum of the ER. And where this energy will come from? Over here, all the energy is coming from this gamma ray is the adjacent gamma ray. This gamma ray is bringing all the energy that has to be used for this transition E0 for ground state to the excited state. At the same time, this gamma ray will also create the energy for this movement ER, the recoil energy for the absorber. So with respect to the absorber, the E gamma will be E0 plus ER. Any questions up to here? Why for the absorber it is E0 plus ER, and why for the source it is E0 minus ER? Think about that. Think about that for a moment. Over here, E0 is the source of energy for the source source itself. So over there, the energy is coming from this shift from the excited state to the ground state change. And that creates the gamma ray, and that creates the ER, the recoil energy. So that is distributed between these two. Whereas for the absorber, the gamma ray is the source of all the energy. And that is distributed between this change in the E0, that means the state change, nuclear state change, plus it is also giving the energy for this momentum shift, for this recoiling. So that's why over here, E gamma is the source of the energy for absorber. So that's why this difference. One is E0 plus ER for the absorber, one is E0 minus ER for the source. Everybody follows till here.
2E0 is different in energy?
That may or may not be, depending on the surrounding system. If everything is same, then E0 should be same. So that means you cannot have the resonance. So let me talk about that over here. So let me, if I draw an energy scale like over here, and if this is my E0, where should be my gamma ray energy coming out of the system? So over here, what will happen? If this is the ER, and this is the positive direction on the right hand side, so this will be E0 minus ER over here. So that will be the gamma ray coming out of the system. And over here, to match it, if this is the ER on the source side, so this energy will be E0 plus ER. So that will be the gamma ray required to make sure this transition happens. So actual E0, that is a state change, that should be very similar, right? For the two nucleus, if everything is same. But the gamma ray energy will be way too different. One is E0 minus ER, less than the actual E0, the state change. And for the absorber, it should be higher than the E0. So due to this recoil, what is actually happening? The E gamma, which should be coming out of the source and which should be absorbed in that system, it would be way too different. So there will be no matching or no overlap between these two energy systems. And what will be the effect? There will be no overlap. That means this transition cannot happen. You can think about that in this way, because if the E0 has to be the same, the E gamma will never be able to excite this, because it is losing too much of energy at the first point during the source, and then it also has to lose energy on the absorber. So these two sets of E are actually good enough to make sure that the resonance never happened. So that is, in the beginning, this recoil is actually a huge problem, so that there is a condition that we can have even a resonance, because they are way too different. Okay, so that is what is actually going to happen in the real case also. Before going there in the real case, one more time, everybody understand why recoil is a problem? Because it is actually eating up the energy of the electronic state change in opposite way for both the cases of source and absorber. So the actual difference it is creating, it is actually 2 ER, one for the source, one for the absorber. It is losing energy over there. Everybody is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what happens in the real life? In the real life, what happens is the following. So coming back to Nikhilesh's question, how the system is actually distributed. So over there, so far I am drawing the lines as my transition for the source and the absorber. In reality, it is not a line. It is more of a band like this. Now the question is, why it is a band like this? So this is the absorber side, and this is the source side. And this is the E0, and this is the ER, this is the ER. So it is actually kind of like a bell curve. Obviously, the maximum possibility is where we are actually drawing the line, but it is not a simple line, but it is more of like a distribution of energy levels. Why there is a distribution of energy level? Anyone? Why this nuclear state is a distribution of energy rather than a pinpoint energy?
Boltzmann constant, Boltzmann distribution law is that.
Okay, what is the Boltzmann distribution law says?
Like there are many nucleus present there, right? And
Yes.
they will have different energy, and because of this.
Yes, but what will be the level of the energy we are talking about? The thermal energy, right?
Yeah.
The thermal energy happens in the electron volts. And what is the energy level we are talking about here? In gamma ray, kilo electron volt, 1000-volt electron volt. So obviously that will be an effect, but it will be not that stark difference what you have drawn over here.
Sir, every state
Recoil
has
energy is also an option, right?
Okay, one by one. Yes, first, yes, tell me.
Yeah, sir. So every other nucleus may have different recoil energy.
Okay, so that is true that recoil energy may be different, but if I say like the solution when I'm taking, it is very rare to say like in the homogeneous solution or in a crystal structure, the systems are facing abruptly two different systems. Okay, so that means you don't have a very homogeneous solution at all. So that is also possible, but again, the distribution will not be that stark different. That will be very narrow distribution. Okay, what else it can happen? Anybody else has any idea?
every nuclear state has different state with a similar type of different state as like when we say that I equals to 3/2, it has a different I equals to 3/2 at Z, I, or etc.
So what you're talking about is there is a huge difference of I equal to 3/2 energy state positioning with respect to the condition around. Exactly the same thing we discussed about in the first point. It can be different because of the electronic difference, electronic environment different. That is again the hyperfine splitting. And hyperfine splitting, we already know it is very less. So all of them, as you have discussed, they're all possibilities. But the thing is that they cannot explain why the huge distribution in the kilo electron volt. That is coming for a different reason. And the reason you actually know. All of you know. Sorry?
So Doppler effect.
Doppler effect is a particular different thing. We'll come into that later. So the main difference where it is coming from, it is Heisenberg